In this video, I'm going to show you how you can use Simply Schedule appointments to rent things for a period of time. My example is motorcycles, but you can literally do anything from cottages to bicycles to bowling shoes, anything you want. So let's get started. The first thing I'm going to do is go to Appointments and go to Appointment Types. Right now, I have none. So we want to create a motorcycle rental type. So we're going to give it a name here. And for our time, we're going to choose 4 hours. So you can have a nice long afternoon with it. Now, before we move on to availability, I want you to remember that our duration is 4 hours. That'll be important in just a second. So let's open up the availability window. And we want people to be able to start a rental once an hour. So we're going to go to 60 minutes. And we want them to go from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. So we can add right here. So we choose 9, and I'm just dragging here. But we don't want 7 days a week because we need a day off to take care of the motorcycles, etc. And we don't want it on a weekend, obviously. So we're going to choose Wednesday. So now I'm just redragging over Wednesday and taking all of that out. Now, remember the 4 hours thing? That makes it so that people can't rent a motorcycle after 5 p.m. You need to extend it to 9 because that's when they'll end their rental. But the 4 hour makes it so they can't go after 5. Then how many customers can book at the same time? We're going to leave it at 1 and for individuals. If you wanted, you could do groups. Maybe you have a motorcycle club or something, but I'm going to leave it at 1. Scheduling options. Now, localized means that the time zone varies depending on who is doing the scheduling. This is for people doing calls across time zones, and you want them to use the same time and no matter what time zone they're in. However, for physical locations, you want locked. They're going to come to your shop and rent a bike. It doesn't matter what time zone they came from. This is what time it is. Then we want a buffer. When a bike comes back in, you need half an hour to clean it up, refuel it, etc. You don't want somebody to be able to take it out 2 seconds after it came back in. So we're going to put in, let's even do 60 minutes. That gives you time to make sure it's not broken, clean it up, etc. And then you want at least a day notice. You don't want somebody to be able to call up and say, hey, I need a bike in 20 minutes. Now, depending on your shop, maybe you want to allow that. Maybe you want to allow half a day, whatever. You can. And then days in advance, I'm just going to do 30 so that they can't book for next summer or something. You could optionally do a date range, so you could make it only this summer or whatever. I'm not going to do that. So let's close that one. Then customer information. Name and email. You also want to know their driver's license number because you need to confirm that they have a cycle endorsement. So I'm going to add field. Required. Single line of text. Boy, driver's license. What would we want to pick for that? Let's do the little person. There we go. Now, you could ask for other things, depending on, like, I'm asking for driver's license, which is pretty specific. If you're renting bicycles, you don't need that. But I want you to know that you can add fields to ask all kinds of things. So let's save this. Now, we also want people to be able to pay for this rental. So we're going to go to Settings and scroll down and go to Payments. If it's not turned on, you can turn it on with a switch. But then you need to pick a payment type. You can do Stripe or PayPal or both. We have another video on how to set up payments, so I'm not going to go into this too deeply, but I am going to turn PayPal on and note that we have, I'm using the sandbox mode. If you go down to advanced, you can enable sandbox. So this isn't a real PayPal email address, but it works well enough for testing. So if you need to do testing, you can get a sandbox email too. So now payments are turned on. And we're going to go back to appointment types and edit this one. And now there is a payments area. And you have 3 options. One is that no payment is required. we don't want that because we're renting. But you do have a choice of either requiring that they pay at the time of rental or require payment but not require it immediately, which allows you to say you can pay when you get here, which works if somebody wants to pay cash or a check or something. That's up to you. I'm going to choose required. They have to pay right now. How much to rent a Harley Davidson for 4 hours? I'm going to say $200. Now, in the settings, you can choose other what types of currencies you have. But right here, you can choose from a variety of currencies. You can put in a cancellation and refund policy. You can require it that they accept that, etc. You can choose where it shows up. And right now, or right here, we could choose what payment methods are available. So if we had both Stripe and PayPal turned on, we could still say only PayPal for this one. So now let's go down to save. All right, so we want to put the reservation form right on this page. So we're going to go to edit, and I'm going to put it right here. And I'm going to choose appointment booking form. And because I only have one, it just popped it up here. On the right here, you could choose which ones to show here. You could choose some options for booking flow, expanded, express, first available. Choose some colors, padding, etc. Right now, as I record this, it's Thursday, and Thursday is not available because I said you have to have 1 day notice. Also, next Wednesday is not available because that's our maintenance day. So you can see it says 4 hours, $200. Here's the time zone and current time. You can set your time zone in the settings. And that time zone only shows because I'm not in that time zone right now. If I were, it wouldn't show up there. Now, it's not bad either way. Like, maybe I want to do my rental in Los Angeles, but I'm in Michigan, or vice versa, or whatever. It's not a big deal. But if you're in the same time zone, you don't see it. I'm going to hit save, and then we'll go back to the page. And there it is. So I'm going to choose Friday. And here are my options. So I'm going to choose a 9 a.m. ride. I'm going to put in my name and my driver's license number. It's $200. I'm going to choose PayPal, confirm and pay. And our appointment is held for 10 minutes while we pay. So it goes to PayPal. I'm going to pay here. I'm not actually going to pay. But it would say you have reserved your time. You get an email, and they will get an email, and they'll show up to rent your motorcycle. And that's how easy it is to create a form to rent a physical thing for a period of time. If you do this, please let us know. We'd like to hear how people are using this, and we'd love to see what you're offering.